Oh, I was arrested for DUI last night. What's my boss going to say? That is a question that so many people have. We get that question nearly every day. So I'm going to answer it for you right now. Hi, I'm attorney Derek Martin with Driver Defense Team. Our law firm fights DUIs for people here in the Chicagoland area. And like I said, one of the questions that we get all the time is, what's my employer going to do? How is my career affected by this DUI? Well, when we think about a DUI, we have to actually think about it as two different problems. Number one is you're charged with a DUI, right? That's a criminal offense. You may have a criminal record. So what's your employer going to do? And the second one is your driver's license can be suspended after a DUI. In fact, most people, at least here in Illinois, have their license suspended for some period of time. That obviously can affect your employment as well. So let's go through those. Let's start with the driver's license issue first, because that is the more immediate one. That is the oh my God, how am I going to get to work on Monday type issue, right? And so there are three scenarios that can happen after you're arrested for a DUI in Illinois. Number one is that you are suspended for 6 months or 12 months, and it doesn't happen immediately, but shortly thereafter, typically 45 days after the arrest, you're suspended. You can't drive. That's a problem. The other one is you can eliminate that suspension sometimes. That is something that lawyers like ourselves and other lawyers here in the Chicagoland area will look to do for their clients, and that's amazing when that happens for their client. And the third one is that you get a breathalyzer device installed in your car, your personal vehicle, that allows you to drive. So those three scenarios, depending on which one you go through, can affect your employment. Obviously, if you're suspended, that's a real problem, especially if you drive for work. We represent people that are commercial truck drivers. They have a CDL license. You cannot drive then in that scenario. People who drive for Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, sort of any delivery service, real problem. People who have a company car, right? Or, drive to and from work. Now, maybe getting that breathalyzer device installed in your vehicle might save you there. That's great. But we also represent people that, their boss rides with them on every Friday and stuff like that. So real problems for real people as it relates to your driver's license after you're charged with the DUI. So what's the solution, right? Well, the solution is to hire a lawyer as soon as you can so they can start to review your file and either eliminate that suspension if possible, or at least help you manage it, work through it, get you the permit, get you that breathalyzer device in your car. There are options, but it needs to be handled the right way, and obviously you want somebody on your side. So even if you are successful in eliminating that suspension, or at least managing it and getting through it, you're still only halfway there. You have a pending criminal charge, and there will eventually be an outcome to that criminal charge. So what does this mean for you and your employer? Well, most people in the United States are employed at will. What that means is that there's no contract between you and your employer. You can quit at any time, and they can fire you at any time. That doesn't mean they can fire you for any reason. There are certainly some protected classes. You've heard of these things like race, religion, sex, color, national origin, age, disability. You can't be fired simply for possessing those things or being protected under those classes. But having a criminal record or being charged criminally is not a protected class. You already know this, right? When you fill out a application for a job, you know that you can be skipped over or not hired if you have a criminal record. That is also true if you already work there. They can eliminate you or fire you for having a criminal record or being charged criminally, right? So it really depends on the relationship that you have with your employer, but most of the time they can terminate you for this. However, I will tell you that the outcome to your DUI really, really matters. Like, the best solution is to get the best outcome, right? Because then the chances of your employer doing something go down dramatically. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And so if you can get a great outcome, you've got a strong argument to keep your job. Now, this isn't true of everybody. There are obviously people that have contracts and other sort of agreements with their employer. There are people with professional licenses. That's a big one. We represent people who are nurses, doctors, other lawyers. And the problem there is that there is a licensing body, a board that oversees these people who have that special license. And so that person can get jammed up two ways. One is, of course, their employer can take action against them, but so can this licensing body, right? And they're really good at finding out about these things. In fact, there may even be a duty to disclose it to that licensing body. And so they can take action against you as well. And so somebody with a professional license is held to a higher standard and can get jammed up more ways than one. We already talked about truck drivers. That's a huge one. We represent so many people with the CDL. And if you can't drive, you can't work. So you really have to think about these from all the different angles, not only, how the DUI and the driver's license affect you, but also what is your relationship with the employer? So what's the solution to these problems? Well, number one is don't get a DUI in the first place, guys. It's just not worth it. However, if you're already in this situation, you have one goal, and that is to hire the best lawyer that you can in the quickest amount of time. Time can make a difference here. There are filings that go into court. There are issues that need to be dealt with immediately. So hire somebody, but hire the right person as well. Somebody who handles DUI cases all the time in the courthouse where you have court, and also sort of understands these issues that surround the DUI, right? Because yes, you want the best outcome on your DUI, of course, but you also want somebody who can understand the big picture and how this may affect you in your life, because you now know how having a DUI can affect your career. Thank you for watching.